Good afternoon. Welcome to our Midday Mull for Friday, the 28th of August. Continuing to look at Ruth. Just recap what we looked at yesterday, where Ruth goes down to the threshing floor, finds Boaz, and after he's finished he's eating and drinking and celebrating, he goes to sleep at the end of the pile of grain, and she comes up and uncovers his feet and then lies down next to him. And we're told that in the middle of the night he wakes up and he finds there's a woman at his feet, and he says, "Who are you?" And her response to him is, "I am your servant Ruth," she said. "Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer of my family." And a couple of things come out of that. The one is just how vulnerable she was. She had no guarantee of what he would say. It all turns out well, but it needn't have been. He could have just chased her away from the threshing floor. "Women have no space here, be gone." He could have just given her some grain and sent her on her way. But he actually does what she's asking. And so often when we ask for things, we need to just ask in faith, knowing that we cannot do it ourselves, but God can. And we need to be vulnerable, like Ruth was. The second thing is that actually asks him and says, "Spread the corner of your garment over me," asking for protection. The Hebrew for corner of the garment that they use is the same as wing. "Spread the wings of your garment over me." And in essence, she's harking back to something that Boaz had said in the previous chapter, where he meets her and he says to her, "May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." And in essence, she's almost saying to him, "Boaz, you prayed that God would spread his wings over us, act on his behalf. You be his agent of blessing." And often when we pray, we need to have in mind that God might want us to be the agent of answering the prayers. And so when we pray that God will feed the poor, we need to be prepared to share our food. And if we pray for God to bless someone who's sick, we need to be prepared to phone them or go and see them or do something. There's that famous story of a statue of Jesus that had its feet and hands blown off during the Second World War, and the people decided not to repair it, but just put a notice on it saying, "Today I have no feet but yours, no hands but yours. You need to go in my name and act for me." And that is a challenge, that as we pray for people, we need to act as well. And so as we go through our days and interact with people and do things for them, we need to recognize that, yes, God can be working through us. And as we visit somebody or phone them or share a meal with them, give them a cup of tea, give something to the beggar on the side of the road, whatever we're doing, God will work through us in the same way that Ruth asked Boaz to be God's agent in her life. And so I pray that as you experience God's blessing in your life, you will be God's agent of blessing in the lives of others, and pass on his love, his goodness, his compassion, his generosity. And as you do that, you will experience your reward in his blessing.